The film begins in Wardenclyffe on a Halloween night. Sarah Quinn wants to be a writer but doesn't believe in herself because she can't even write a college application essay. She hears a noise outside the window and goes to check. That's when she is startled by a scary monster who suddenly turns out to be her high school buddy, Tyler. The boy climbed into her room, but the lovers couldn't talk for long. Sarah's mother, Kathy, and her little brother, Sonny, show up, and Tyler has to leave Sarah's room through the window. Sonny is pretty good at physics. He's building a miniature Tesla tower as a school project, capable of transmitting electricity without wires. The same life-size tower stands in their town and was built by Tesla. Their neighbor, Mr. Chu, is preparing to celebrate in a big way. He decorated the yard with monsters, but his neighbor Kathy isn't up to the party. She has a double shift at the nursing home, so she asks Sarah to babysit Sonny, her brother, and his best friend, Sam. Sam's father drops him off at Quinn's and leaves for work. Kathy and the children stop at the supermarket, and she makes Sarah believe in herself because she is very talented. At the checkout, Kathy flirts with her friend Walter. The two like each other, which makes their meetings full of awkward jokes. At school, Sam and Sonny are tormented by a local bully named Tommy. He taunts his friends for wanting to make a fortune in garbage disposal, but the teacher saves them for this time. Tyler meets Sarah and offers to go to a nightclub in the evening, but Sarah cannot go because she is forced to look after her younger brother and his friend. After school, Sam gets the first call from a client asking him to throw out old trash, but he won't pay them any money. In return, they can take for themselves anything the boys find interesting in the house. The house turns out to be creepy when they arrive at the address. There are various interesting things here, such as a stuffed cat, which Sonny decides to take for himself. He tries to move it and presses a small lever. In the fireplace opens a secret door, behind which is a hidden chest. The friends rejoice, for there should be treasure there. But in the trunk lies only an old book. They open it but don't find anything particularly exciting in it, so they throw it back, and a second later, in the same trunk, appears a ventriloquist doll. Reading the business card in his pocket, the boys discover that his name is Slappy. There is also a spell that Sonny reads, but nothing happens. The kids take the doll and the book with them and go home. Along the way, they run into Tommy and his buddies. The group starts joking around, and Tommy has his pants removed. Actually, it was Slappy who did it. He comes to life and starts messing around. When Sam and Sonny can't escape the bullies, Slappy helps them. He pulls a garden hose across the street, and Tommy and his buddies fall. Sonny and Sam flee, but the book remains at that house, and Tommy takes it for himself. At home, the friends try to tell Sarah about their adventure, but she isn't up to it. She left the boys to do their chores and hid in her room. In the evening, while Sam and Sonny are playing video games, Sarah decides to go to a club since Tyler posted fun pictures of the party. When Sarah arrives at the party, she spots Tyler kissing another girl. It breaks her heart, and she goes home upset. At this point, the two friends are getting ready for Halloween. Sam is decorating, and Sonny is rehearsing the presentation of his mini Tesla tower in front of the dolls. When the mini tower doesn't work, Slappy comes to life and talks to Sonny. He says that he always wanted a family and is willing to help his new relatives using magic. When Sam shows up in the room, Slappy is doing his friend's homework and housework. Later, they go to the living room to play with their new friend. Sarah comes home angry, and she complains about Tyler and her mom. Slappy doesn't show that he is alive in front of her. He repairs Tesla's mini tower at night and climbs into Sarah's backpack. Slappy has decided to help his new family. At school, Sarah discovers the doll. She puts him in her locker and goes to class. Slappy comes back to life and goes to avenge Sarah. He finds Tyler in the auditorium, where he is decorating for Halloween. Slappy tells him that Sarah shouldn't be hurt, and then he throws the kid off the stepladder. When the doctors take him away in the ambulance, he screams at the top of his voice that he was hurt by the doll, but nobody believes him. In the meantime, Sonny is showing his mini Tesla tower in class, and it works. Still, it overloads and starts shooting electricity at everybody. Sonny pulls the cord just in time, or his invention would have blown up the school. Sarah starts to suspect that the ventriloquist puppet is guilty of this. She asks Sonny and Sam about it, and they tell her the truth. They guess that Slappy is taking revenge on everyone Sarah complained about. That's when they remember that she had also complained about her mother and rush home. Slappy is already there, pretending to be a doll in Kathy's hands. Sonny tries to kill him again by reciting a spell from a piece of paper, but it doesn't work. Then the boys try to tell their mom about the doll's superpowers, but she doesn't believe them. They hold a meeting to figure out how to get rid of Slappy, but he shows up and clarifies they can't get rid of him that easily. Sarah tries to do it, though. She just smacks Slappy in the head with a bat. Sam offers to burn him, but Sonny refuses. So they decide to lock the wooden doll in a suitcase and throw it in the river. But Slappy survives and carries himself to the hood of their car, and tries to climb inside. Sarah, however, manages to throw the pesky wooden thing off. Back at home, the kids start searching the internet for information about similar cases. They discover that a similar thing had already happened in another town and had terrible consequences. They also find information on the internet about the author of a mysterious book from whose pages these horrible creatures descended. His name is Robert Lawrence Stein, and he is actually a real person. He is the author of horror stories for children and is also called the Stephen King of kids. Sonny finds the phone number of his fan club, and Sarah leaves a message on the answering machine telling him about Slappy. Stein hears this message and rushes to the children's rescue. The character in his book, Slappy, wants to find a family by making Halloween real, and there is no way Stein can let that happen. Meanwhile, Slappy goes to the supermarket where Walter works and makes all the monsters whose masks are on sale come to life. Walter arrives at the noise, and Slappy puts a mask on his head and turns him into a monster. With his new friends, he goes to the real Tesla Tower to set it off and bring all the monsters in the area to life. Slappy sends the monsters to find the book he came out of. Also, he needs Kathy, whom he thinks is his mom. Realizing that Stein probably won't answer them, Sarah offers to find his book and learn from it how to defeat Slappy. The problem is that Tommy has the book, so the friends find him in the street and demand it back. But Tommy can't do it because he and his friends are carried away by some witches. Sarah, Sam, and Sonny go to his house to find the book. Tommy lives with his grandmother, who sleeps on the couch, and it is impossible to wake her up, so the kids go for a burglary. While Sarah is standing guard in the yard, at this point, Slappy releases the Tesla Tower and brings all the Halloween monsters to life. Sam and Sonny pick up the book, go down to the living room, and realize that the gummy bears Grandma Tommy made for the kids have come to life. They merge and turn into big, angry bears. In the process, Sonny accidentally drops the book, which opens up and sucks the gummy bears in. Sonny realizes it is a weapon against monsters and frees Sam, whom the bear tries to swallow. Once out of the house, the friends show Sarah how the book works. She's about to read it to figure out how to stop it all, but then she finds that Stein didn't write the ending. The kids guess Slappy must be attacking their mom, so they run home. The monsters wreak havoc in the yard, and Mr. Chew's giant spider comes to life and entangles Kathy in a web. Sarah stays behind to protect her with a book, and Sam and Sonny run to get a stepladder to take Mom down from the tree. However, Sarah drops the book and is carried away by the ghost, and Kathy is picked up by the spider and taken to Slappy. The boys have no defenses left, and the monsters are coming at them. Soon, Mr. Chew comes to help them while dressed as a mummy and drags them home. Turns out he's a big fan of Stein and wants to help. He builds costumes for his friends so the monsters wouldn't notice them. Sarah makes a fake copy of Stein's book. The kids guess that Slappy is holed up in the Tesla Tower and decide to sneak in. Meanwhile, Robert Stein arrives in town, sees all the mess, and realizes he shouldn't have written it all. Among other things, Stein sees a red balloon at the sewer grate, where the demonic clown must be hiding. The friends' camouflage works. The monster takes them for his own and lets them into the tower grounds. Here they see that the damn talking puppet has turned their mother into a Slappy puppet. Slappy wants to destroy the book so his Halloween family can live forever. Sarah sends Sam and Sonny to unplug the tower and rushes off in pursuit of the doll. Sonny can't turn off the power, so he decides to overload the tower. At the same time Sarah fights Slappy at the top of the tower, she swaps the fake book for the real one. When Slappy thinks he's won, Sarah sends him into the electrical discharge epicenter with one powerful blow. He is thrown into the sky, Sarah opens the book, and the tower's electricity intensifies its effect. She drives all the monsters back into the pages. Kathy and Walter turn into humans again, but they remember nothing of what happened. They decide to go on a date when they see each other, which later develops into a serious relationship. In the end, Stein arrives ready to help the boys, but they have already made it. Sarah gives him the book, and he recognizes his first manuscript, which he hid in a secret room behind the fireplace as a child. Tommy returns from heaven, so frightened that he rushes to hug Sonny when he sees him. As he says goodbye to Sarah, Stein gives her valuable advice to help her become a good writer. Sarah writes a great essay and is accepted to college. Stein finishes his new book and hides it in a secret room. That's when Slappy shows up. He writes his own story and makes Stein its main character. When Slappy opens the book, the writer gets sucked into it, and the movie ends. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.